Hi everyone, welcome to Water Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie, you're not, and today's video features Bucket, an absolute gentleman, a good mate of mine. I've met him in real life, he's a really nice guy, and he streams on Twitch. His link's going to be down below. He's in a Clan Wars battle. It's LEM0N versus Impact, the top two clash at the top of the table. LEM0N versus Impact on Himmelsdorf, in a tank that you might see a bit on Himmelsdorf, but you probably won't see in too many more matches. Maybe I'm wrong. But he does all right in it anyway. Let's check out Bucket in this top of the table clash, which is obviously a pretty important game, and you'll see why as we light it up on Himmelsdorf. The Clan Wars campaign is over. Thank Christ, I can hear a lot of you saying. It's a 2-week campaign where you do 10 versus 10, there's 15 versus 15, there's 3 different fronts. On the Asia server it's 10 versus 10. Other servers don't get the privilege of doing 10 versus 10 on the basic front, but that's what we do down here. And it goes for 2 weeks. You can win tanks, you can win bonds, prizes, you name it. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It's terrific. But thank God it's over. This is Bucket from LEM0N Clan, having a great time in the VK7201K, which is one of the Clan Wars reward tanks that you can only get by participating in a Clan Wars auction. Some of them you've been able to buy in the bond shop in the past, the M60, 121B, etc. But this is the VK7201K. I've got the Tier 8 version of this tank, and it's pretty cool. This one looks good. He's got the Christmas camo on it. Now that's the Christmas camouflage paint job from a few years ago now, that comes out during the holiday loot boxes. You can have a look as he looks at the top of the hill. It's a 150mm gun on this bad boy. He's got heat loaded, which is the right thing to do in a Clan Wars kind of confrontation. See what I did there? 150mm gun, 750 alpha damage, 350mm of penetration with the heat rounds, 246 with the AP rounds. That's 100mm difference, and who wouldn't want another 100mm? He's sort of looking around, just they're making a play. They're not making a play. They're analysing the map, I guess you could say. Now, there's a lot of big names in both of these teams. I look at both of these teams and see a lot of familiar faces. There's my old mate CJ Hunt, the commander of LEM0N Clan, or he has been the commander. There's Candle and Party, they're having a great time. One of the ones that's renamed his name to QSF to be cool, because that's what they do. And I said a minute ago that it was an important game. You can tell why. You can tell why it's an important game because you can see how LEM0N have boosted all of those tanks. Those big, bright, green upward arrows. They're boosts that you can only use in a Clan Wars campaign scenario. Now, there are 6 different kinds of boosts. 2 of them give you extra armor or extra hit points, but with the downside is it slows your tank down a little bit because it makes it heavier. There's air conditioning, which has no downside, but it's like running an extra set of vents or food or BIA. It sort of gives your whole crew a bit of a boost. There's a firepower one, which makes your alpha damage is a little bit better, but it costs you aim time. There's also a turbo one, which might be good for an EBR or a medium tank, as Bucket puts one into the side of the chieftain on the enemy team. It looks like the call might have been made. Impact had a big impact on top of the hill, but it looks like they got a lot of hit points. If you look on the right-hand side of the screen, those hit point bars showing the hit points on the enemy tanks. A few of them have been taken down a little bit. 2 of them have been killed, one by Noi from LEM0N, one by Washington, both in the Object 279Es. Now, when you look at the lineups, yes, you're going to see some reward tanks in here, folks. This is a top-of-the-table, first versus second fight on Himmelsdorf. No one's going to be holding back in their tank selections. Yep, there's some chieftains. Yep, there's some 279Es. There's an AMX50B, which is kind of what people do on Himmelsdorf, not just in this game mode, but also in the ANZ Premier League. A couple of VKs. Did I mention the chieftains? And on the other side, it's exactly the same. Heaps of chieftains, some 279Es, a couple of 50Bs and an E100. And but like we see, LEM0N are fully boosted here, so they use those boosts that we were talking about before. Bucket blocking shots like an absolute champion, up to 2,269 hit points of damage done so far. Impact, you can see Impact have gone. They did go to the hill. They've pulled back off the hill. They've just left one chieftain up there to try to deal with the AMX 50B, which looks like he's not doing too bad. And the blades from Impact won't be too unhappy with the with the scoreboard at the moment. 5-8 is the score. Bucket on nearly 3,000 hit points of damage. Looking at Bolognese, there's a familiar face. Bolognese in the chieftain as he shoots him in the back for 682 hit points, loses his Amarak, gets clobbered by a couple of AMX 50Bs, and he might be thinking here, or you might be forgiven for thinking that it could be all over for Bucket here, but he's backed himself into a corner using the dead VK7201K as a bit of cover from his right-hand side, and he's just waiting for that gun to reload. He does have a damaged Amarak that he can't fix for another 35 seconds. It can't get worse than that. Blocks a couple of shots from a couple of chieftains, brings his damage block by armor up to 3,220 hit points. He's done 3,678, and even though he's got a damaged Amarak, he still takes that shot. That was a bit of a dodgy shot there, Bucket, me old mate. 9-10 is the score. Now, they're down by a few tanks not too long ago, and they could have been forgiven for thinking it's almost over. But this is why you never, ever, ever give up, folks. Never give up. I don't care what the score is. I don't care if it's a random battle, a Clan Wars battle, an ANZ Premier League battle, a tournament. You just don't give up. Don't give up until it comes up victory or defeat or whatever. Anyway, the score's 10-10. Mentioned there's some big names there. Bolognese, one of the biggest names of them all over there on Impact's team. Bolognese and his old mate Safi are both still alive in this one. Rainbow Assassin, I'm sure I saw him there somewhere. Speed as well over there at Impact. Having an absolute other return. There's lots of familiar faces, lots of names from ANZ Premier League, as well as people that you'll see in random battles doing very, very well indeed. Some CCs in there, some former CCs, you name it. Streamers. It's like World of Tanks Hollywood in this battle. I'm telling you right now. There's the 50B and Bucket saying you're guilty. Back of the shot of the 50B. Don't even have to aim. Of course, he would have aimed because he's a champion. Down to 918 hit points, Bucket from Lemon Clan in the VK7201K. 918 hit points. 917 more than he needs. That 50B got out of the way quite nicely. 3 versus 3. CJ Hunt in the Object 279E on plenty of hit points. Sim in a 279E as well. Don't know Sim, but I'm sure he's a nice bloke. He looks like he's pretty low on hit points, going by the green lines on the top left-hand side of the screen, as does Bucket, but he is on 918. So 918 out of 3,030. That tells me he's probably got the extra armor plating on it, or does it already have 3,000 hit points? And maybe it's just that those extra hit points are done with field modifications. Okay, one tank is on the cap. There was a 50B last spotted on the hill. There was also a 50B last spotted over there at G1. There's the it was the Chieftain on the cap. The 50B on the hill is not staying there. 279E is going for the Chieftain, which is Bolognese at 334 hit points. Here's a one shot. You'd think that CJ would be able to take Bolognese on, just with the hit point advantage. 2,164 hit points on the 279E compared to Bolognese in the Chieftain on about 300, I think it was. There he is on 334. You'd think, regardless of skill level, you'd think that would be a relatively not a difficult fight to predict the winner of. No disrespect to either player. And of course, the other AMX 50B, there's the Returned and Umadon. I don't know Umadon, but Return's been around for a long, long time. And they're getting ready. One was on top of the hill, the Returned, I think, on top of the hill, going by the hit point bars on the mini-map. And Umadoon, sorry if I got that wrong, last spotted down there at G2. There he is now, and they've come in to try to sandwich CJ Hunt, but gets killed by Sim down in the south in the Object 279E. And now for the first time in a while, the game's looking pretty good for Lemon. Down goes the 50B on the hill, not for the first time in a while, but you got to say, the first half of the game looked like it was all Impact. Great turnaround by our friends at Lemon, representing the Aussie community. They might not all be Aussies, but I'm claiming it. I'm claiming it for the ANZ community. Lemon had a ripper of a campaign. Ended up second, which is no mean feat. Impact won the lot, and no, don't take anything away from Impact. They had a great team. They did a great job, and they absolutely had an absolute ripper. Pardon my stuttering. Anyway, Bucket had a pretty good game in that one. Lemon versus Impact on Himmelsdorf. That was a 15 versus 15. They were fully boosted. They beat him. CJ top scored with 5,168 hit points of damage. 4 kills, 1611 base experience. Sim didn't do too bad either with 1,500 base XP. My old mate Bucket, nearly 6,000 damage done. Didn't pick up any scalps. He only picked up some scalps. He probably would have been on the top, but he had an absolute ripper. And this is what I keep telling people. if you run clan boosters like any half-decent clan, even 1AR does it, if you're running clan boosters during clan wars, you can still make credits, even though you're firing full ammunition. You can see that Bucket's paid full price for premium consumables. He was obviously also firing heat rounds, which is what you should do. But if you're running those clan boosters, you can still make coin. Especially if you pen all your shots, and especially if you win. Great job, Bucket. Don't forget to check out Bucket. He's on Twitch, link down below. I think he's on Twitter as well and all that cool stuff. Nice guy, absolute gentleman, and you'll learn some stuff by watching his streams. You really will. And sometimes you'll hear some nice tunes. Once again, thanks for the replay, Bucket. You're a legend, mate. That was a Clan Wars Confrontation campaign, which ended not too long ago, here in February 2022. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks again, Bucket. Take care, and see you all next time.